Today, madam, we are going to present Starbucks Coffee Company in Labuan. Main focus is communication and leadership. Communication channel is a way to send or share information to the receiver. There are many ways of using communication channels, such as verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and social media communications. Observation for verbal communications. Verbal communication means someone using speech to sharing information to another. Based on our observations, the boy cashier, which is a medium size and wearing a cap, has a communication with every customer face to face who want to order. As a result, customer can understand well what the cashier is talking about and will giving the correct answer to the cashiers. OB application for verbal communications. Face-to-face communication can achieve the problem within the shortest possible time and solve the problems or do decision making by leaders on time. It can show teamwork and leaderships among the management teams. Face-to-face communication can make Starbucks relationships motivate and can reduce conflict happens. Observation for non-verbal communications. Non-verbal communication means that process of converting message by using additional behavior during communications, such as postures, facial expressions, eye contact, gesture, and tones of voice. According to observations that we have observed, we noticed that the boy cashier having eye contact using facial expression with a smiling face and a comfortable and smooth tones of voice to start his conversation with customer who wants to order their food and beverage. Obviously, the non-verbal communications is a reputation of a Starbucks, and the nice attitude can make the comfortable of customers. OB applications for non-verbal communications. Non-verbal communication needs people to have the ability to generate the message by using intelligent questions and emotional questions. However, communication is a combination of EQ and IQ. This process involves rational, cognitive activities and emotions that relate to ideas. It can be influenced by psychological, social, cultural processes, gender, ethnicity, age, and media. The receiver should be aware of the hidden and inner dynamics that influence communication.
Observation, social networking communication. Social networking communication is a platform that using website and application to communicate with people or sending message to people. Based on our observation, freestanding banner have shown social media icon. This is why Starbucks is world top 100 most valuable brand. Application, social networking communication. Social networking communication relate to the culture that need a consideration such as gender, class, ethnicity, nationality, taste, consumer choice. It able change by exposure to diversity. Customers are connecting and being exposed to both comfortable and diverse perspectives. Observation, communication barriers, noise. Communication barriers is a process of conversation has some interruption that influence the conversation. According to the observation that we have observed, due to the noise come out from the coffee blender, the cashier cannot listen clearly what the Malay customer order. When the communication barrier has made, customer need to raise up their volume to communicate so that the conversation can clearly be listened. Application, communication barrier. Noise reduces the chance of the correct flow of information from the sender to the receiver. Cognitive dissonance have applied in this situation. Cognitive dissonance means conflict in thinking. For example, the workstation is noisy and make the customer to raise their voice to order.
Observation, active listening. Someone pay full attention to what people is talking about and understanding the conversation. As we observed in the Starbucks cashier repeating and confirming the order with customer, this process can make the order more clearly and do not make any mistake. Hence, Starbucks has created a code such as sign stopping the use of milk, syrup, and so on. This can make efficiency on making order. Application, active listening. If the cashier does not repeat the order, the cashier may take the wrong order from the customer. The customer will request to change the order and the company will cause losses. Employee should listen carefully if there is an extra add-on for customer. Being an active listener conveys good character, care, and commitment, which all contribute to great leadership skill and career advancement. Conclusion, Starbucks is a very famous coffee shop for the youngsters to gather to have a discussion and even finish their work or homework at that. This achievement that are achieved by Starbucks with their organization behavior that planned beforehand. Knowledge of organizational behavior is essential as it will directly assist us in working effectively with co-worker, management team, and manager in future. Recommendation, send the employees to attend the training or course to help the employee to develop a good communication with customer. Maintain the use of social network for communication. Make sure social network can reach the urban areas. Upgrade the technology of blender. Separate the console with the workstation to decrease the noise.
Next, our main focus of observation is leadership. Introduction. We observe how they behave along with the organization, especially the type of leadership that the leader implements to the employees. Based on our studies, leadership consists of two types, which are traditional approach and modern approach. To see what kind of leadership does Starbucks Coffee Company implement, we have divided into two groups to do a research on the company.
First observation is character, the nature of leadership. There are two characters that we observe, which is listening and persuasion. Listening. The definition is an effective message reception is due to the success of listening skills. Based on our observation, the manager often keep communication from other employees and also keep asking questions in making decisions with all employees and heard their opinions. While persuasion, the definition is a symbolic process in which communicators try to convince other people to change their attitude or behavior regarding an issue through the transmission of a message in an atmosphere of pre-choice. Based on our observation, the manager managed to solve problems without having misunderstanding that can offend the other employee and also seek opinion, but then they are seen freely to give an opinion without scared. Next, application for listening. We found that listening skills can help in solving problems between employees and manager. And also, it tends to a strong relationship and increased trust between each other. Plus, it also can increase high confidence to employee. Next application is persuasion. The impact of persuasion consists of several different elements which are reinforcing, changing, responses, and shaping. And we can prove that by implementing the persuasion, all the members can consider the idea because a person has a good reputation.
Modern leadership. Modern leadership style is about a strong bonding teamwork. According to McGregor, modern leadership style approached by emphasizes teamwork and shared responsibility, relies on the agreement and clear expectations, and follows up to make sure members meet group goals. Modern leadership styles consist of charismatic, transformational, visionary, transactional, and servant leadership styles. Servant leadership. Main focus of servant leadership style is transformation and future growth. The power and lawful authority of the leader is servant leadership exists. Servant leadership can be defined as a high concern and affectionate for the quality in an organization to discuss decisions with others that can be seen through a publisher and ethical manner can increase the growth of employees. Based on observation, the manager has a professional personality which actualizes servant leadership concept during time work, but during time break becomes a good member with other employees. Application of servant leadership. The practice of servant leadership is not only used in organizations, but it is also practiced by the later CEO of Starbucks Coffee Company, Kevin Johnson. It can be proved based on the year 2009 before Kevin Johnson becomes the CEO until now. He was introduced to servant leadership environment when he just started joining the Starbucks Coffee Company. As stated by George and Ruth, team cohesion can maintain when the manager treats each member of the staff well by being friendly with the employees at a certain time. Naturally, managers become a professional in adjusting to certain situations. As reported by George and Ruth, the servant leadership can create a loyalty worker due the manager is concerned about the worker's needs. The CEO took effort and create a positive work environment that attracts and retains great talent that accomplishes great things among employees.
Conclusion. The commitment that the manager spend on hearing issue or opinion from their staff give them the opportunity to solve the problem they are facing. This shows that the manager care about the opinion and problem posed by the staff. The manager in Starbucks Coffee Company also have a good leadership style, which is a servant leadership style. Having a professional relationship during a work time, which is becoming the example for the others, and at the same time, he or she will also becoming more close with their employees. Recommendation. The practice of servant leadership is strongly encouraged until it is adopted for the future. Allow for the personalized management for each diverse member of the team and help to maintain team cooperation.